Jesus, greatest, highest, I will come to thee.
From time to time, we might find ourselves being discouraged, which is perfectly normal. However, as Christians, we have something that will allow us to lift our heads out of that dark cloud that surrounds us, because our God is an awesome God. God created us in His image, and He has always loved us. As you read through the Old Testament, you get a good sense of just how much God cared for His creation, as He extended great mercy to us all. Asaph wrote in Psalm 73, verse 26, "My flesh and my heart fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." No matter what struggles Christians may be fighting, we must never forget that God is our strength and our portion forever. Of course, the greatest love that God has shown us can be seen in Romans 5 and verse number 8. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Much more then, having now been justified by His blood, we shall be saved from wrath through Him. For if, when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God through the death of His Son, much more, having been reconciled, we shall be saved by His life. And not only that, but we also rejoice in God through our Lord Jesus Christ, through whom we have now received the reconciliation. Let's put this into perspective. What if our enemy started invading our country and was making good progress? They've killed thousands of our people, including some of our own family members. Since our enemy is not used to being in our country, let's say that a disease that no longer affects us infects the majority of them, which will eventually kill them all. I know this next part is a stretch of the imagination, but let's say that your son's blood is the only blood capable of curing your enemy's disease. There's a catch. The only way your enemy can be cured is by your son giving up all of his blood at once, because they have to have this full dose all at the same time. And so this means he's going to have to give up his life in order to save the enemy. Would you be willing to give up your son's life for the sake of this vile enemy who has invaded us and has been killing our people? I think most people would say absolutely not. Why in the world would you want to cure your enemy who is attacking your country and killing your people? However, is this not what God did for us? Paul is telling us that though we were full of sin and we were the enemy of God, our Father in heaven loved us so much that He was willing to give up His only begotten Son, knowing that the majority would never appreciate or take advantage of this great gift of grace. Though none of us are truly worthy of God's grace, God gave it to us anyway. Jesus' death on the cross has made it possible for all of us to be reconciled to God so that we can be saved. No wonder Paul tells us to rejoice in God through our Lord Jesus Christ. So the next time you start struggling with life, remember what God did for you and what you have to look forward to. When you do this, it will certainly give you the strength and encouragement that you need to raise your head high out of that dark cloud that surrounds you. I want to close with the words of David. Psalm 139, verse 1. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thoughts afar off. You comprehend my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning, and I dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall follow me, even the night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you. For you formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the lowest part of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there was none of them. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God, how great is the sum of them. If I should count them, they would be more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, you bloodthirsty men, for they speak against you wickedly. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate them, O Lord, who hate you? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting.